What is he in for this Saturday night?
A rude awakening. A rude awakening for sure. He just doing what he have to do, trying to psych himself out for the fight and things like that. But come off the first, it's all about skill versus skill, and who had the better skill that night is going to be the victorious person.
Davis was formerly praised for his knockout ability and perfect record, but his recent draw with Lamont Roach has severely damaged his reputation in the boxing community. Tim Bradley, a boxing analyst, said that Davis's name is in the mud after the fight, highlighting the need for him to clear his record. Bradley also said that the rematch wouldn't last more than 6 rounds, underscoring the pressure on Davis to put on a strong performance.
Look like a real businessman now, you know. He's not all loud and crazy like he was. He's kind of calmed it and tamed it down a bit. So I respect that with Ryan, man, and I think he's gonna be a lot more focused now, and he's actually gonna go and train, and he's gonna definitely put on a show, and I think he's gonna win, man. I think he's gonna win by knockout.
How long does that fight go, in your opinion?
It won't go past 6.
Wow, everyone's been saying that.
I don't think it goes past 6.
Why?
What's up, fam?
Why do you guys think it?
Nah, there's too many hoes. Too many hoes in the game of too many hoes. Too many hoes. Can improve in or improve on, and you know they're gonna come back and they're gonna put their best foot forward, bro. But like, look, if this shit don't motivate you, Tank, you know the fact you got to draw, the fact that you had a big fight lined up with Jake Paul after this, and now you got to wait, and now you got to do this rematch, bro. If this don't motivate you, I don't know what will. You know what I'm saying? Because like his name right now is getting drugged through the mud. You know, and all those fans that was on his side, bro, a lot of them are switching teams now. You know, so you know, look, he got a lot to prove, not only to himself, but a lot to prove to his fans and his fan base out there. So he go back in there, had his rematch, and he do what he's supposed to do, like he's supposed to do the first time around. Then all the shit that happened in the pad, it swept under the rug, because that's just how, you know, the fans is and the sport is. You know?
It's ready for the rematch versus Davis. Roach is confident. In a recent interview, Roach stated that he believes he is ready to take on Davis again.
I feel like you got a certain confidence about this fight that I've interviewed a few different Tank opponents, and everybody gonna say like, yeah, you know, everybody say this shit. That's what you're supposed to say, right? Like, I'm going into a fight. I don't think people thinking they're gonna lose, but it just feels like you have a different confidence than most other people. Where do you feel like that comes from?
That's just how I'm wired, bro. I ain't never backed down from nothing. I damn sure ain't never wanted to come second to anything. So,
Although he is unsure of Davis's mentality and the precise date of the rematch, his father and trainer, Lamont Roach Sr. complimented his son's commitment to training and preparation and has faith in his son's diligence.
Like I expected, but I knew my son was game. Training camp, he was so focused and locked in. I knew that we was gonna put on a great performance, and it was kind of like stolen away from him a little bit with the decision. But the world got to see how good he is, so that's the blessings that come out of this. So he really stamped himself in the boxing world more so with this performance. So like I say, that's why it's bittersweet.
Is it?
We get it. We talked to the team. You know, he fresh off. He's fresh off this fight just like everyone else, you know what I'm saying? He might be talking off some whispers or things like that, but I don't know his plans. I don't know his management team and stuff like that. But I know the fans want the rematch, and he should get the fans what they want.
Do you think we could see a rematch take place back in Washington now?
That'd be great. Why not? They just broke the Barclay gate, so I think it'll sell out fast back home.
The first altercation between Davis and Roach ended in a majority draw, which generated a lot of discussion. According to well-known boxing promoter Eddie Hearn, Davis should have lost the first bout, and a point deduction was appropriate. Discussions concerning the decision's fairness and the necessity of a rematch to settle the score once and for all have been stoked by this debate.
I can fight Gervonta.
Maybe not. I mean, I think he's had a result, to be honest with you, because one, he should have lost the fight. I mean, he should have had a point deducted. There's no doubt about that. But two, people criticise the Roach fight. I knew it would be a good fight because we know Roach is a good fighter, but people in boxing know that Roach is a good fighter. Now it's giving him another fight. Because if he would have beaten Roach, he's kind of backed in a corner to fight Shakur Stevenson, I think. But now he's got a rematch that's actually much bigger than the first fight. So, yeah, I think he'll be more switched on for this maybe, but Roach...
Trainer according to Greg Hackett, who acknowledged the competitiveness of the first fight and said it was impossible to pick a winner for the rematch. Both fighters had shown the skills and willpower needed to win, making the next fight eagerly awaited. Julian Gonzalez emphasized that both Davis and Roach would give it their all to win the rematch, highlighting how evenly matched their rivalries are.
You got to learn from the first fight. You got to learn from the first fight, and you got to bring something different, but at the same time, still got to be careful. That goes for both sides. You can't pick a winner. The fight was too good. You can't pick a winner. I see where Lamont neutralized Tank, and I see where Tank neutralized Lamont. Somebody gotta go even further. This might be one of them Jones, man. We might see 3 of these. No bullshit. We might see 3 of these Jones. Is this a lesson?
In the run-up to the rematch, famous female fighter Claressa Shields stressed the value of mental health and voiced concern over Davis's combative remarks, implying that he ought to get treatment to deal with his underlying problems. Shields thinks that putting Davis's mental health first will improve his performance in the ring, in addition to helping him psychologically.
I don't know if it's just because I'm getting older now or what, but I feel like Gervonta is a hell of a fighter, but he needs to get his mental together. When I hear some of his interviews and I see some of the stuff that he's saying, I can just tell that he's not in love with the sport no more. I can tell that he didn't get his just due. I mean, it was crazy to hear that he said he got evicted out of a house or something like that. And I was just like, what in the world? And like that type of stuff, when you've been fighting and knocking people out and fighting main events. I mean, he fought four main events here at T-Mobile against some of the best fighters. And it's just like, to see that he got evicted from his home and all this other stuff. Now he got kids, and you know, he's not signed with TMT. Mayweather, promotions, anymore. It's like when I hear him talk, he's like he want to be a nicer guy for his daughters, and he don't want to be
therapy.
I think he would be better, and even a better fighter, if he went and did therapy like ASAP. Because I can just tell like he's a little sad, he's a little depressed, even before this fight. You know, so I think it'd be a better fight. I think that Lamont has the mental edge. I think anybody right now would have the mental edge over Tank, because to me he just needs to take some serious time to, like, you know, deal with whatever he's having to deal with. Nobody knows what it is, but I mean, me being a fighter, I have done plenty of camps where I was depressed and where I was going through anxiety. So it's not an easy thing to get over, especially when you don't have the support from certain people that you used to have. You're not motivated and stuff like that. So it can be very, very tough. So
if Davis decides against the rematch, Roach has other opponents in mind. He has spoken with Shakur Stevenson and stated that he is willing to fight Gervonta Davis or Vasyl Lomachenko, as long as Lomachenko hasn't retired. These possible bouts demonstrate Roach's drive and readiness to take on elite opponents, regardless of Davis's choice.